Hello, everyone. This is the Lucy Y podcast, and I am here with my brother, Griffin. Say hi.
Hi, Lucy.
Griffin earlier said, what did you say? My dad raised me to...
Yeah, I've listened to a total of maybe 10 minutes, a little bit of each episode. It sounds bad. It sounds like it's recorded off your phone, because it is.
So you're just talking quality-wise, though. Quality of the sound, not quality of...
I mean, we can get into that, but...
Why do you have sunglasses on?
Because I have an eye infection, and light hurts my eyes right now.
Is it pink eye?
Yes, it is pink eye.
How did you get the pink eye?
I don't know, living my life. I'm an Uber driver, so I believe I see hundreds of strangers a week, so who knows, maybe they don't wash their hands and...
That's what I did when I got pink eye. I blamed it on other people.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so...
Honestly, I think it might have been my cat. I scooped his litter box, and then sometime after that...
doesn't wash his hands?
No, he does not. It was I think I improperly scooped the litter box, and I got some infection in my eye. That's my theory.
You know, Emma asked me to cat sit one time while she was pregnant. Well, she was cat sitting, getting paid for it, but she was pregnant and they can't be near cat litter. And so I did it for her. And I don't think I saw a dime of it. So Emma, if you're listening, I've done so much.
That's it? You scooped cat litter once?
It was a couple days. Like, I don't know how long she cat sit, like a week. It was, but she couldn't do it.
I'm sure you.
So why'd she agree to do it?
Not to defend Emma. I'm sure you've cost her the amount. I'm sure you've collected on that at this point.
But can we even calculate the emotional damage?
I mean, I don't know. We can get into that.
I mean, trauma is just a big emotional reaction. It's not like some big...
What's the most traumatic thing Emma has ever done to you?
She's really good at wording stuff. She's really good at words in text specifically.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I've seen some of her first drafts. So you did of stuff she sent you. So if you can imagine, they were worse at one point.
She has a real gift at getting to the...
Well, explain to your audience what
I mean,
what she
it's
does.
usually just something like First of all, if you leave clothes at your mom's house, they're kind of up for grabs. If they're not at your house, in your possession where you live every day, they're kind of up for grabs. I mean, you can't control. So if you see a picture on Instagram of your little sister wearing one of your dress of yours, and you tell her she's kind of fat and ripped it. And
okay, so she did this.
Clean.
Okay, so you need to set this up better. You're speaking of this as generally, you wore something
I feel like she's gonna get mad at me. I know she's gonna get.
You wore something that used to belong to Emma. She saw you on Instagram wearing it, and then she sent you a giant paragraph text.
I think it's the fact that it was a really expensive dress that I don't even think she's ever worn before. So maybe it's the fact that I looked good in it. Like, I don't know.
Okay, that's not it.
I don't know if she wore it before, but I mean, that was years ago. We talked about it.
I think you have a
so
problem
cool.
with assuming people are jealous of you when that's far from the case. It's way more simple than that. It's you're wearing my thing.
Okay, but can we agree on the fact that she went over the... Like, you don't have to say I'm fat and I probably ripped it. I think she said I looked ugly in it. And that's what it's like. You didn't have to say all that. Just say, get my dress dry cleaned, please.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Emma flies off the handle. That's something she does.
But I want her to be on here. You think she'll be on here?
I think she would.
Should we do the Emma and Abby together? Or one by one and then together?
I like that idea.
But then if one-on-one, then they're probably going to talk about the other one, and then...
I don't know. Here's the thing, though. If you get Emma on mic, I don't think she would... She's very good at...
Not, like, wanting to... Yeah. It's hard to be out there and vulnerable, Well, I mean, to be, like, so truthful and open. Sometimes I kind of feel like...
Emma's just very good at not seeming crazy, even though...
I think we all
And she isn't. Let me say this. She's a wonderful mother. I think she's definitely she's growing into a very even-tempered young lady. Young lady of 30.
She is very strong. Her and Abby. So I told them that we would probably, I mean, obviously. That's what, because I heard people were mad at me, I don't know who, about talking about them. And I don't, like, they're part of my life. Like, I can't.
Well, you talked about people on the podcast. I never got too far into these.
That's what, remember, you were saying stuff and I'm like, Mom said people were mad at, my siblings were mad at me, and you said you weren't, so narrowing it down.
No, I think it's the website. You just, like, you posting all, like, our entire life story. And then making them board of directors of your non-existent nonprofit. Like, I'm director of media despite never agreeing to that. Like, I think you've signed people up to be a part of this thing that isn't, it's a fantasy.
Well, it does technically exist according to IRS and all those things, but yeah, I need more concrete ideas of what to do and what I could provide. But honestly, it was free to do it, so I'm not losing anything. Yeah. The website thing might not.
But what was the idea of, like, okay, I'm just gonna make Mom, Emma, and Abby, I'm gonna make them board of directors.
I needed 3 people to do a nonprofit. You need 3 board of directors. So the only 3 people I could think of are my siblings. Like, who else?
But you didn't think to ask. Well, you didn't even ask though.
What are they to lose? I get the website thing, but what is? I did ask. Because I did ask, actually. I asked Mom, and then I asked Emma and Abby, and then I asked you, like, the day after. Because I was afraid of what you would say. Like, I knew you would be... I knew you would be, like, ask so many questions and say...
I would ask questions for them legally involved in something. Are their names on, like government forums?
Actually, Abby said sure, and Emma was opening all my snaps. And didn't say anything, so that's like, it's kind of, in our family, that's kind of a yes. In our family, is that a yes?
No, it's not a yes.
You know how Mom, she will thumbs up your message, and that means, that just answers your question.
Opening a snap and not responding, that's not a yes. And also, you're doing
Let's get Emma's point of view.
You're doing official business through Snapchat? Okay.
I think I screenshotted it.
I mean, I speak for the rest of the family. I think you just need to pick one small thing and do it. Starting a non-profit foundation modeled after the Gates Foundation, an already rich guy. You understand why people think you're crazy, Lucy. Like, there's reality, and then there's where you live, which is not reality.
We getting into it. That's so funny. Around people, I just laugh. No, it's just so funny. And this isn't, like, disrespect. Like, I'm not laughing at you.
Stop being so defensive.
Okay, I mean, call me crazy. Like, I've explained this, but I haven't, I don't know if people would listen to that. Like, that's why I like you being here, to, like, understand more of me. Like, if you've listened to this and you're like, wow, like, where's her mind? I'm like, yeah, imagine how I feel. Like, my mind is like that, like, all the time. Mm-hmm. So having someone to talk to, like, be a soundboard for me, like, can help me see things from a different point of view. But, like, running a nonprofit, like, that's always kind of been a dream of mine. I know it is.
What does it do? Okay, list for the audience right now what the goals of your nonprofit.
I mean, most vaguely, like, what is the goal of all nonprofits? To, like, uplift society, it's to, usually they solve a problem. Yeah. And I like to focus on bringing, like, mental health, but bringing the truth to people. Like,
what does that mean, though?
You know how so many people, like, don't, express, like, they hide a lot. I don't know. Like, there's a lot.
So you want people to be more open.
There's a lot of deceptive things.
Like, what do you mean deceptive things?
I mean, Like on Seinfeld, everyone lies. Like,
well, just in life, everyone lies. Also,
Well, on
Seinfeld is a
TV.
comedy show. Like,
yeah.
I think if you spend too much of your time watching sitcoms, like, and like gauging human behavior off that, here's the thing: for sitcoms to work, no one can ever learn a lesson because you need to keep making the show. So every problem needs to be solved in 30 minutes, and then no one can ever really change because then the show isn't.
Did none of the characters on Seinfeld evolve the whole time?
No, not really.
Jerry doesn't.
No, they get older. They get older and worse looking. But then
on Friends,
no one ever learns their lessons till the end. They keep lying. They keep so.
You were right.
I do think like if you think in terms of TV, that's just you become a bad person if like that's who your role models are because TV characters don't change. Tony Soprano, like he changes, but then at the end you realize he doesn't fundamentally change. He goes through all of that therapy. Like the beginning of The Sopranos, Tony starts having panic attacks, starts going to therapy. And
he was on coke, wasn't he?
No, he was not on coke.
No.
Tony Soprano, he starts going to therapy and starts like getting in touch with his emotions or whatever. And like there's parts where you think he's getting better, where you think he's kind of learning his lesson, but then he's still murdering people. He's still lying to people. He's still being a gangster. And on the last episode, spoiler alerts, last 3 episodes, his therapist like starts like just figures out Tony's a psychopath and learns that actually psychopaths don't benefit from therapy. If anything, therapy just makes them better at doing evil. It like teaches them how to justify and how to navigate.
He was a psychopath?
Yeah.
A lot of CEOs in corporate world are psychopaths, like mostly.
I don't know. I think Sopranos is a very smart show in terms of psychology, but Seinfeld, everyone lying, yeah, because they need to for it to be funny. That's funny.
But that's what...
And like even in Parks and Rec, a show where they're nice to each other, like in the dialogue, the way they're constantly insulting each other.
In Parks and Rec?
In every show.
Is that what you said?
Every show, like every modern sitcom involves people. You need 3 jokes a page, and often you know what makes a good joke? An insult. So you insult someone 3 times every minute. And that's comedy. That's comedy. Yeah, look at the Goldbergs. They're ruthless to each other.
Funny.
People should not act like that.
Funny though.
Yeah, it's funny, but then like people bring that into real life. Like
they did a lot of seasons. That's what you're kind of right. That's what. When is Chicago Med going to be over? Like, people love
They can always keep going.
People they love knowing what's going to happen. That's why you like a sitcom, because it feels good knowing it's going to be a good ending.
Yeah.
By good, I mean, like, usually no one dies, and if they do, it's funny. Like, it's a good beginning, middle,
It rarely negatively affects your mood. It's a
very, escapism. Like TV, I used to wake up before school early in the morning to watch TV. Like I used to sit on the counter like 2 inches away. I think that made my eyesight worse, among other things. But
well, it's like cotton candy for your brain. It just sits there and like it scratches an itch, and then.
I mean, you work in the TV industry too,
I know,
and that's what you
it's
know.
evil. It's bad. It's dumb. It's making society worse.
Can we do a nonprofit about that? Like
Just blow up all the TVs. Yeah, there's a nonprofit working on that. It's called ISIS.
You don't want to blow up all the TV. You love TV more than
No, I don't. I don't watch
TV.
I like movies. I like film. Film is communal. You're supposed to see those in a theater. You're supposed to.
You've worked on movies too.
Yeah, no, but I think I don't know.
Chicago Hollywood boy. If I close this, will it still record? I think.
Yeah, it's still recording. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. It keeps bothering.
You want to save your battery?
Yeah, I don't. The screen like draws my eyes towards it. You know, before I would start dancing, every time I would have to pee, I'd be like get right before on stage and I have to pee, and it's like this too. Like it's something before like putting myself out there makes me have to pee.
What made you so anxious? We have the same parents. We grew up in the same house. Is it just
anxious about what? You mean having to pee?
You have like these weird little rituals where it's like every time you have to go, because that's like
one. I am very aware of my body, so maybe you're just not aware of it, and you.
I'm aware. I mean, I have to pee when I have to pee, but I don't. It's never tied to like events.
Well, you have all. I mean, we talked some about this yesterday or this morning. I kind of have no concept, but
you're time blind.
The time doesn't exist. But
it does though. Like I mean, nothing. It does.
But quantumly, it doesn't.
Explain that. What are you even talking
Hard
about?
to explain.
Because you don't understand it. You're just quoting someone you heard.
No, it's
That's
facts.
the problem. This is why, like,
Google.
if we want to get to, it's a fact. Google. No, this is a philosophical concept.
Do you do the confirmation bias?
No,
Google
you
search?
actually do though, because you like look up like what do cows and dreams mean in the Bible spiritually? Like you type in already what you want to know.
But then it gives a reason of the spiritual.
But then you find some psycho on Google that's
and
like
then
said
I make
exactly
my own
what you.
interpretation, and then I don't text you my own interpretation because I'm not secretive. I'm just private, and I don't like telling everyone everything.
You're private until you're not.
You're
You're public until you're not.
You don't know what you don't know, I guess, about people. That's people are so different in front of people, and then when they get home, they're so different. That's like, and I get that.
I don't know. I think I got a pretty good read.
You do?
I think I do.
I mean, you're pretty intuitive. I think our whole family is. And
that's when people get defensive. Is when you really peg them for like what. For what they're thinking, they go, no, you don't know me, but
I know.
Usually when people say that, it's because you know me too well.
Yeah, it does. Usually, if it didn't hit a nerve, then it wouldn't cause a reaction like that. Like whatever I said earlier, and then you all were maybe. Whenever I think I read a book one time. I gave it to Mom. I've given Mom so many books. You can't get people to read people books because how many have she given you?
She does that too, though. It's like that's a rude thing to do. That's like you're essentially giving someone homework. Like, in your head? What do you think's gonna happen? Like all of a sudden, like
that's like me sending you not memes, but
TikToks. Yeah, I don't look at your TikToks. Sorry. Does that make me a bad brother? Sound off in the comments.
If a girl you were dating sent you TikToks, would you watch them?
Yeah, she
That's different?
presumably. Presumably she understands my taste more. And she doesn't send me junk.
I think we are more similar than we would.
I think I'm just tired of posts. I think I'm so disillusioned with like the internet discourse. I don't like most posts. I think memes have gotten worse. I think just social media it's just the worst kind of socializing. It's not even social. It's anti.
You do post a lot.
I don't post a lot.
I mean, photography-wise.
I haven't in like a year.
You always say that, and then you go on a phase of where you do post a lot.
Not really. Like, I think I've only, like, my most recent posts have been, like, sports posts, where I've been, like, gloating about my team losing, or bemoaning my team, or gloating about my team winning, bemoaning a loss.
Is there anything you would like to say to Man City? If anyone was...
No, I don't want to.
That's your team, right?
Man City does not need my help. I like to say to the White Sox, fire everybody. Fire every single person in the White Sox organization.
And hire who?
Anybody else. Literally anybody else. Like clean
Kanye?
house. Yes, Kanye. Obama, you're a White Sox fan. Maybe get on that.
He is? Is he
He
from
is.
there? Oh,
Yeah.
he went to school there.
Yeah, he went to school in South Chicago. But he's a White Sox fan. Ben Shapiro, you're a White Sox fan. This is the one thing you and Obama agree on.
He is?
He is. Ben Shapiro is a White Sox fan.
He's a Chicagoan?
I think his dad's from Chicago.
What do you see... What is most in common... Like, what's the common trait between Chicagoans?
I don't know. It's
Like, Obama, Griffin...
Does everyone like Obama, or what do you mean?
Oprah. Is she from there?
What do you mean common traits? I don't understand the question.
Like, what would you say about Lexington? We were saying stuff about...
I think Lexington is cliquey.
People from Harvard or up north were making fun of Lexington, though, when
They
you
weren't.
went...
That's a perception. There's also like Mom got hyper. We were at a wedding recently, and it was It
was of our neighbor.
Yeah, our neighbor got married. Emily, she's from here, and then she got married to a guy, Matt, who's a Jewish fellow.
Yeah.
He grew up in Florida, but he went to Harvard. He's a very fancy fellow.
He was very
He's down to
nice.
earth. We love him. Actually, I don't want to talk about this. Cut this.
No, it was a cute... I mean, I don't even want to... She was a cute wedding, but they were making fun of...
They weren't.
Oh, but... Okay, we get defensive.
What is, like, Kentucky? Like, I don't know. I think, like, there's so many different kinds of Lexingtons. Lexington is a college town. So there's, like...
Oh, they said they just never expected themselves to be in Lexington. And they were also saying Versailles.
Mom did the thing where she like read into like a wedding speech, the most
took
hollow
it
kind of speech
personally.
you can make.
Twisted
Well,
it.
she was. I mean, it's like her own insecurities. I think
We all do
Southerners in general are like very paranoid about disrespect.
She's trying to get.
And honestly, it is like it's warranted because there's a lot of people up north that
Yankees.
assume a lot about the South and like assume that
Yeah.
when they're just as racist, they're just as dumb, they're just as uneducated, they're just as aggressive and stupid. So it's like at this age, American culture has become so homogenized that like the differences between regions, I think, are becoming less and less and less. Like Americans in general are the same. Besides, like I mean, like nowadays you're just left or right, or somewhere in the middle.
Most people are in the middle, I would say. Like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would honestly say everyone. Like, who is completely on one side? Don't they say that about being gay? Like,
Pretty
no
far
one's
left.
completely...
What's the spectrum for? I mean, the political spectrum. I don't know. It's also.
Like autism and other.
I mean, what is a political alignment if not just sort of?
What do you think about the word neurodivergent?
What do I think of it? I mean, yeah.
I mean, is it just a?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like internet psychology. I think is like one of the biggest wastes of time, and like in terms of just like consuming nonsense. That's even worse than watching TV. Is going on like forums or like debating your own mental illness on TikTok. It's that's one of my big red flags. Like if someone sends me a TikTok and it's like a young person in a car sitting there said, okay, so I've been thinking about this. I immediately skip because you haven't been thinking about it. Like there are always hot takes and they're always half baked.
Do you ever feel like, guilted into watching a video? I know you like the person who's the guy that with his dad, he's autistic.
Johnny Autism?
Johnny,
No, I love those
can we get
videos.
him on the podcast?
I think they went off.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay, but I think like they like the exposure became a little too much. Like they got like threatening phone calls to the house or something, and so now he's just like.
Wow! Did they find out where he lived?
I don't know. Well, we know where he lives. He lives in the Detroit suburbs.
Jimmy Autism.
Johnny Autism.
Johnny Autism. Don't you have a shirt?
I have a coffee mug. His dad made coffee mugs. Well, it's like Johnny can't talk. It would be his dad we could talk to. Johnny's nonverbal.
See, I have never even. I feel like you've showed me a video.
He's interesting. I think his dad's funny. He has a sense of humor.
I would fly to you though, and pay you to talk to me. We can both go together.
Become a real interviewer. Like this you don't know how to interview people.
But I've learned a lot since. I've sweated.
You've learned a lot since like the past 3 days when I told you.
No, for the past however we've been talking.
Oh wow. So I think
I like that one of my questions was asking about because we started talking about your thoughts on my podcast. You started roasting me.
Yeah.
Kind of. Comments. See, you make comments.
Yeah, no, those were
criticisms.
Those were criticisms. Those weren't comments. We were having a discussion earlier where we're like,
so there is a difference.
There is. Comments are just statements. Like criticisms are like statements that are like evaluating the traits of something. I don't know.
You were intending to criticize.
I was intending to criticize you. Yeah, it's a bad podcast. It sounds bad, and it's just you rambling.
And I know that. I know.
Well, now you know. Maybe you didn't know that before.
I appreciate. I don't see myself the way other people do. I think who do you see yourself the way other
I'd like to think I have a pretty realistic sense of how people perceive me.
I think some people that comes naturally better for more people. See, my words.
It's a process. I mean, I don't think you're there yet. Like maybe one day you'll get to a place where
I've gotten a lot better with it.
You can verbalize your thoughts.
So how does it feel to be my brother? I think that was my first question.
Oh, it's great.
It's great?
Oh, it's great.
And that's not sarcasm?
Okay, you're difficult for a lot of the people back here in Kentucky. Me, you're not really in a position where you can bother me.
Like,
So,
besides me sending you stuff on.
and then I don't have to look at it if it's
I
not
told
funny.
you didn't have to.
I used to look at all of them, but then it became too
guilt?
much. No, I was like, okay, well, Lucy sent me
And
something.
they
That's
weren't
cool.
funny at all?
They weren't. Then like some of them just you would send like 10 in a row, and that's like.
I know. I get.
That's like whenever someone sends me a bunch in a row, that's when I'm like, okay, you're on a manic. Something is happening here. Like,
Okay.
log off, get off the internet because there's no way all 10 of these are good. It's like, and you're sending them in such a rapid clip. It's as if every single one you watch, you send to me, which I'm like, okay, this is.
Okay, so Griffin and some other people, people who have never taken a psychology class in college, were trying to diagnose me with bipolar and stuff, and it was just
I think you do these very impulsive things, and I think you kind of you're living in this fantasy world where you want to solve all of the world's problems, and you haven't accepted that like humility is sort of like accepting the world as it is and doing what you can. You've like lifted some of these lofty goals, and also like
I am idealistic. I am big picture thinking.
Yeah, well then, but you're unrealistic as to how to reach those goals.
Yeah. I mean,
like
it's impossible.
Can we talk about this on your You dropped out of college. Like, have you talked about this on your?
I basically.
Okay, yeah. So it's like you suddenly, with 3 semesters left, you drop out of college. 3 semesters away from a degree.
We don't know if it was 3 semesters. Someone said it was, but I don't think it is. Because they're mainly all...
You went 4 semesters. It's 2 years.
And if I would do masters... Because I was on the path to do, psychology, art therapy. Like, I need a master's to be a professional therapist. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And I don't even want to be a professional therapist because of all of their damn rules that are stupid. And I don't want to support that. I don't want to do that. I never even really wanted to go to college. I always felt like it was, But
you understand that that's, like, in order to, like...
I know.
To be taken seriously. Because it's, like, you're not going to, like, find...
That's what I think.
I think you think like people are just going to suddenly recognize your inner genius and then give you start giving you money. Like she said stuff to that effect, which seems crazy. That's like I equate what Lucy's going through right now to when Charlie Sheen was fired off of 2.5 Men and had that public meltdown when he said, "Oh no, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm living the best life in the world. I'm winning. I have tiger blood." And so Lucy's been telling us she has tiger blood, and so I
might have to do a podcast later to talk about this podcast.
Yeah.
I thought about that earlier.
You're gonna say, "Oh no, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
I'm like, I think I'm gonna.
I'm more on your side than the other family. Like everyone's really annoyed. You act annoying around.
That's why I was sad when you choose to live far away, and I didn't have a car. Now I do have a car.
Well, I think I'm idealistic too. Here's what me and you have in common. I do think we're both creative. We're outside the box thinkers. I
always admired you for that.
We're both dissatisfied with sort of the rules of society.
Facts.
And
exclamation point.
We're we want to live our lives our own way.
Yeah. Don't like being told what to do, self-willed, rebellious.
Yeah. And so here's what I did, though. I left. I went to a place where I could build my own life.
But, I know I can. But, I was thinking
You've been
about that
baby.
earlier,
Here's
too.
also, talk about...
Family.
I'm 8 years older than Lucy. 9 years, actually. 9 years and 8 and a handful of months. And so, I'm the oldest.
We're not great at math.
I'm okay at math.
Are you?
Yeah, Lucy, there's
C's.
an 8, almost 9 year age gap between me and Lucy. There's a 6 year age gap between you and him and Abby.
Does it feel like it?
It does. And I think...
How?
Because you're so young.
Yeah.
And, so, the rest of her siblings matured and started doing normal adult things. And so...
You talking about rebelling against the crowd and everything, and you're talking about normal. Do you think going to college is normal and getting married and having kids is normal?
No, but I think growing up and supporting yourself is normal.
Yeah, to do and
supporting yourself is normal. Living off of that means you're plan to I'll always be in debt to mom. Mom's about to do something about that.
I mean, I thought every time you come back, mom gives you money and you do work for her.
Yeah, I do it. Yeah,
back and not do work for her. Like, I get that, but
because I also too, I'm in a financially precarious to come back and take time off. That means I'm losing money.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, yeah, like
when you do rent,
I'm an Uber driver right now. Yeah.
And you could do that anywhere. That's the
no. You need there's regulations. You need to do it. Like, I'm licensed in the city of Chicago, and like I could show you the app when you're outside of that zone.
You having sunglasses like trips me up. You know how like not seeing the eyes like.
My eyes are bloodshot. And
yeah, like I
hurts.
can't see into your soul with the sunglasses.
You couldn't see it other way.
Why is that? Do you not have I can't see it.
I do, but I think you're overrating your powers of perception.
I see a good soul. You telling me I don't? There isn't one?
I said I do have a good soul, but I think to assess that through the eyes, that's silly.
The eyes are the windows of the soul.
That's just a phrase. Those are just words. That's not truth.
I think there's a lot of movies about
you and mom. There's just something you and mom have in common, where it's like you're both like susceptible to like aphorisms. Like it's like the early bird gets the worm. Mom like hears that and it sticks in her head, and that's wisdom to her.
What is aphorism? I want to Google it.
Aphorism. It's like sort of like a pithy phrase, like a phrase like.
So not metaphor. Yeah.
It's like a little nugget of wisdom. APHORISM.
I'm Googling it. Let's get one of our siblings to do this for us. A pithy observation that contains a general truth, such as, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mom and Dad say that.
But then I feel like those like are often, those substitute real thought, like actually thinking about a problem.
Wait, what did I even...
You said eyes are the window to the soul.
No.
Who says that? What does that come from?
If you paid more attention, you would know. I used to hate eye contact. Were you like that? I used to hate it.
I have that. I'm medium eye contact. I'll do it. Like I look at people in the eye, but then sometimes I like looking away. Sometimes I don't know.
You are better at that.
I don't think about it. Like I just sort of do it naturally.
We were talking about Sunday school earlier, and Righteous Gemstones, Adam Devine is funny, but it was I avoided going to Sunday school, but what was it? I hated going because it was just like I don't like being around people, but
what is it? What is your social
you were saying how
reluctance?
You were different than me in that way, and we were like realizing.
I'm an introvert too. Like I do need time to recharge. Like I don't necessarily like.
But you're good in groups of people.
I'm fine in groups of people.
You like being in group. You were saying you like being in public and stuff, and I'm like I wouldn't say, like I would say I'm more. Like, me being alone, I felt like I knew myself when I was alone. I felt like when I was with people, I didn't. Like, it was... But,
like, human beings are naturally communal people. So, like, you're not supposed to spend time alone, that much time alone. Like, if you need some time to recharge, that's one thing. But then spending as much time alone as you do, that's let all these crazy thoughts rattle around in your head.
You're
Podcast listeners, those first 4 episodes are that's stream of consciousness.
How far did you get in any of them?
I listened to the one where...
The first one?
You talked about, like, falling down at, like, chapel. And then you were just saying, like, we should all fall down and not be embarrassed about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It seemed... it was hard to listen to, frankly.
Imagine how I feel in my brain. Who are your friends that are going to listen to this?
I don't know.
What do you tell people, like, when you describe your siblings? What do you say?
I got 3 younger sisters. 2 of them are twins. One of them's much younger. I don't get specific. I don't.
But you do at some point.
Okay, so yeah, like my little sisters. Yeah, she's wayward. She's a wayward soul. She's figuring herself out.
What does wayward mean?
You're lost.
I think we have a good dynamic of talking.
Yeah.
A good banter. Not even banter, but just like conversation. Like you can...
I have that with everybody. as an Uber driver. Whoever gave me this pink eye, I think.
You've always had so many friends. And that's what my siblings' friends were kind of my friends. Well, or just like, I
think you were a baby. I think here's the problem. If we want to get into what I think your problem is.
I have I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
I think so. It's like when you were born, it was such a big deal. Like we were all like, Em and Abby were 6, I was 8, so we were like old enough to understand that this is a baby. A baby is coming. There's a new little baby.
But I've all been told you all weren't excited.
I was excited for a brother, and then they told me this where it's like I kept talking about my brother and like you were going to be born at 4th of July, and I'm like we should name him Sam after Uncle Sam.
Really?
And then they were saying like if it's not a boy, would you maybe want like a dog? And I'm like sure, but like.
Did you get a dog?
Yeah.
Is that Gus?
Yeah, it was Gus.
They gave Gus to you?
It was like the family dog, but I was too young for that responsibility.
Yeah, because Grandma kind of took Gus.
Yeah, no, because it was like
puppy?
Mom, like we were like, yeah, when Gus was a puppy.
And when
at
he
the
got
same time you were
taken
born, yeah.
Yeah, who gets a baby and a dog at the same?
It was, I don't know.
Our family is interesting, I would say.
But, or was it Spike? I don't know, I forget.
I don't think I've ever met Spike.
You were a baby.
Anyway,
so you were born, and so it's like, I think so much like, you were showered with so much attention, and like so much of your life was decided by other people. You were like carried around from place to place. Like you were just like this rag doll that people would, I don't know, try and
I feel like you get me in that way.
Yeah, I watched you grow up.
That?
I know you better than you.
So you say that too.
Well, and then like, I mean, I started thinking about it when like, as you were getting older, I noticed how shy you were. I'm like, she's not used to like putting herself out there just because everyone is just kind of like
dragged me places, and they kind of spoke for me.
Yeah, no, like you, in terms of like, you were just like a cute, like, everyone was always like saying how cute you were. And I think that made you a narcissist. You're a mild narcissist.
I mean, I am cute.
Yeah, but like, I think like if you in terms of like developmental stuff, it's like, I think in the back of your head, that's what you think your main worth is.
Right now?
Well, growing up, I don't know. Like you were told you were so cute.
Maybe. Yeah, I felt people.
I don't know. Anyway, so I think also too, whenever you would bring friends home too, we would like tease you guys.
Oh yeah, like
and I think it made you like afraid of making friends. And then you have your own relationship with him and Abby. I don't even know where to begin on that, but I think I did my best. What about
your relationship? Because they picked on you.
They did. I think him and Abby, that was like normal sibling stuff.
And then y'all picked on me.
Yeah, no, they were just. I was the oldest, but then because there was 2 of them, it was like they like canceled me out. Where like they had the energy of an older bully.
They don't. Did they admit to picking on you, or did they say it's funny, or did they not even admit to that? Like, don't remember. I think
they admit to it, but I don't know. Like
because we all remember it.
Our relationship right now, I don't think they would ever apologize to me. I don't think I deserve an apology because I would pick on them too. Like it was normal sibling stuff. We were like normal siblings. That being said, I feel like I was like a little bit more intellectual. They were more like outgoing, and they like inherited Dad's athleticism, and I didn't.
You don't think so?
No. I think
you got the Cobb side athleticism.
I didn't have that dog in me for whatever reason, you know. Like I would play sports. I had fun playing sports. Looking back, it was a great time. But I didn't have that like gear, that competitive gear that Em and Abby have. They were much better at that kind of thing than I was.
You said I didn't have that either.
You don't have that. You do not.
Which I'm okay with that. I don't want to be a professional athlete.
Yeah,
Em and Abby.
I don't know if they could have been professional, but they were just.
Emma's been going to Orange Leaf like a lot.
I mean, they're physically active. I mean, they're very like athletic people, and that they can.
That's not all of their worth, though.
And I'm like athletic now. Like I feel like I can like lift, I can run, I can do that stuff. But in terms of like if anything, I've developed more of a dog in me. Like I play.
That you've been talking about
I play softball.
Like you didn't really work out in high school, and then
I did.
Or even in college.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I just remember the protein shakes and like the rock diet. Like you didn't do. Okay, It's not even on YouTube. Never mind. What's the YouTube video? Griffin had the funniest videos, and he took them all down, or they're like private. I don't know, but
I think I took them down.
He made a video with a friend, and it's so funny.
Well, it was like I used like copyrighted music, and so then like YouTube like removed like the audio tracks on them, and so it was like they were just like useless, and so I just took them off.
Can you re-upload it?
I don't even know where they are.
Because you can just put in the description, like, copyrighted. Like, I have no rights.
Heard this is, like, I don't know. I did not maintain that account well, and so just, like, all of a sudden they just, like, locked a whole bunch of stuff, and then I couldn't get it back.
How did you, Griffin's infamous, you know how we all pick a nickname for our emails? Griffin's was Taco Boy 1260, and he made a big change in his life one day, and changed it all. Why did you do that?
What do you mean?
You got rid of Taco Boy 1260 email and texted the fam.
Because everyone thought it was like a...
Jay Fitzgerald or something.
Yeah, everyone, like, I still, like, Taco Boy I still use on a couple things, but, it was just, I mean, I don't know, I'm that generation that we created our emails when we were 12 years old, and so it was just, like, everyone has, like, really goofy ones, like...
I think you helped me make my first email in 3rd grade, and mine's actually my full name. Straight up.
I think by then I realized it's like having a silly email, because now your entire life is like signing up for stuff like emails are very important. Like that's how adult life is. Like I set up my electric bill with my email, and you bet your ass it's not Taco Boy.
But why did you pick that? You like tacos.
I like tacos. Yeah, I
like
was fine.
Tacos.
Yeah. But like people thought it was like a sex reference. Like I was talking about like
what?
vagina. I don't know. It was.
Oh, that's their fault. That is their fault. If you have a dirty mind.
No, that is their fault.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Projection.
I'm like, it's to make your email address Taco Boy. That's like a very childish.
Abby's was Chick Swims. What was Emma's? Did she even have one?
I don't know. She did have one, I bet.
My YouTube's Scappa Chick, too.
Ugh.
Chick. Why is Chick?
Whatever.
Hey, chicks. I'm going to get Rex on here. Rex, if you're listening to this, will you be on my podcast?
You won't listen.
He might.
Not until you get good.
How do you think? I think this is
I think you're good. I think what you need to do and what we didn't do now. Block out an hour. Like I've done a podcast before, and like
Whose?
my own. I had one for like a bit.
And you didn't tell anyone. Griffin
Not you
has
guys.
a secret live, and he doesn't let his whole family into it.
I like, in terms of my creative pursuits, like I do keep that separate from my family.
But your creative. Wait, Mom was trying to do your creative.
Oh yeah. No, like I was encouraged to be creative, but at the same time,
Yeah.
my mom I think wanted
You were the
to be
creative
more
person.
involved in that than she should have been.
She did creative projects.
She wanted to
for
get
you.
me into
It was like GSA.
Yeah.
You've done GSA.
I didn't do the GSA. I didn't prepare enough to like get like because I got in through like photo collages or whatever, and like I did like a couple on my own, but then like mom like essentially like thought I didn't have enough or whatever and started submitting her own through that. But like I mean I feel like I got in because of the interview.
She did it without telling you.
She just like forced herself, like she would like I don't know.
But did she like send it behind your back into the thing?
No, or it's like we had like prepared like these mock-ups of my photos.
Yeah, they're in the
And
basement.
so yeah, they're still in the basement. There's the ones I took, and then there's actually ones that I wanted to like submit that she thought weren't good.
Are the ones you took in the basement?
Yeah, no, they're all like half of them are mine, and the other half are just like.
Oh, I guess I don't know which ones are yours and which ones are mine.
It didn't matter at this point. It's like it was all like I didn't want to do this stuff. Like mom just wanted to.
But you did go
keep
to
me busy.
GSA.
Yeah.
At Transy. I remember. I remember being so sad when Griffin went to camp and when Griffin went to college. Oh my gosh, that was so. Everyone in the car was just silent and like tears rolling down everyone's faces, but like not saying anything. Then I think Emma said something. I don't know, but I just remember being sad.
Yeah.
But that was that's what Griffin went to the same school as Kanye, so that's pretty cool. I like to tell people that. That's how I describe it.
He dropped out.
He dropped out, but he got a doctorate honorary degree.
Something like that.
He owns that house he grew up in, didn't he?
Probably.
Do people ever ask you to, like, drive them there on Uber?
No, I had this one, like, this Chinese tourist. They wanted me to take them to O Block.
What's that?
It's like a notorious, like, gang. It's like the Parkway Gardens. It's like a housing project in, like, South Chicago where, like, a lot of rappers come from, like Chief Keef.
Oh, have I been there?
No, you haven't. I'm thinking, you know, O Block.
I hate being sober.
It was like...
I'm a smoker.
It's a very just, like, infamous place. Like, if you get into, like, Chicago gang wars, like, O Block is huge.
Do you hear gunshots when you drive by there? Like,
gunshots in my
So
neighborhood.
people have asked to go there? And
yeah, you go during the day, it's fine.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Didn't you say something, like... Because, of course, everyone in the family... Like, whenever you see grandma or everyone, they're like, when are you coming back? And, I think Melvin wants to fix up the house at Eminence he grew up at.
Nice.
I wanted to say that yesterday.
Nice.
And that'd be nice to, like, go there on the farm for a weekend.
Yeah, that'd always be great.
He was saying it was a lot of work.
What is your podcast, like, why are you talking? This is just rambling. Past 30 minutes, you're just like, do you remember this? That's cool. Did you ever see that SNL sketch where it was the Chris Farley show?
No.
It was like, it was an SNL segment called the Chris Farley Show, and it was Chris interviewing celebrities, and he was the worst interviewer in the world. Like, he had Paul McCartney on there, and it's Chris just going, do you remember when you were in the Beatles? And then Paul goes, yes, I do. And then Chris goes, that was so cool.
Was that a sketch or a real show?
It's a sketch. Well, it was real that Chris apparently was a bad interviewer.
Do you say between two ferns? Like, okay, Griffin yesterday was saying I need to be more funny or whatever.
Well, you need to offer the audience something. I don't know. Like, it's like in order to get people to pay attention. Like, everyone and their brother has a podcast. Literally, like, there's infinite. Like scroll through iTunes. There's so many. It's endless. And then every single topic too. There's like 500 podcasts on it. Like, what makes you stand out? Like, you gotta like. People aren't just going to flock to you because of your inherent you-ness. You have to offer them something.
You-ness? What is
it's
that?
a made-up word.
Oh, you just made up a
Your
word.
inherent, like part of your mission is to just, like, project, like, it's the Lucy Y podcast, but, like, you never answer that question, the why. Why are you doing this? What do you have to say? Like, you have no... I say this with kindness. Figure out something to say. Currently, you don't have anything to say.
I have a lot of things to say.
Like what?
Like, how long have I been talking? I've been talking. I got a lot. Okay. Well, what do you... you said I had a gift.
What's your message to the world?
Okay. To go back, I always circle back. That's the thing. I always circle back. But the shyness thing. I'm not shy anymore.
Yeah, you're not shy anymore.
Yeah. Would you say I should be more shy?
No, but I do think you should, like, work on forming thoughts.
Before I speak.
Thinking... Well, okay. But you could do it at both. Like, you can do, it's sort of a muscle you, like, learn to develop to speak extemporaneously. That's if you went through college, someone might have made you take a...
naturally.
But it doesn't, though, because you ramble and you, like, cut yourself off. You, like, forget what you're saying. You start sentences without knowing what you're trying to say. Again, had you kept going with college, they usually make you in a college degree take a public speaking course, which involves, like...
I've taken did one at Sayre.
What was your grade?
And I did one at BCTC, and I was about to do one at Asbury.
Sayre, is that what made you stop?
Who cares about grades? We were talking about C's earlier. You know, Em and Abby, I think Abby talks about she got good grades and wherever, but who cares?
Yeah, I think we were all, like, in high school, pretty mediocre, grade-wise.
By we're all, you talk about everyone but me.
Were you, like, extra bad? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, you just wouldn't, like, I don't know, like, here's also, your problem. I think you grew up in the age of, like, the internet, and your attention span is so short that you couldn't, like, do the assignments.
Okay.
You can't read books.
I just realized a thought. See, I forget about stuff, and then after the podcast, I'm like, wait, my dad died.
Mm-hmm.
second semester of junior year.
Yeah.
So that year and a half, do I get a free excuse to not, and going to college, you have senioritis anyway. Like, I think people gave, thank goodness for Sayre, because I don't know if Henry Clay would have been like this or any other school, but they were nicer to me about my grades after Dad died.
Yeah.
Except one teacher.
But you can only use, like, I think you can use that for being, like, distant, like, for there's emotional troubles, but then, like...
And the fact that it was out of the blue.
You had a really bad
my dad was
boyfriend
cool.
at the time, and I think
That's...
There's, like, multiple stuff. I mean, I'm not blaming your grades.
That was 5 months before. I started dating him 5 months before Dad died. So.
But even then before, you had, like, academic problems before Dad died.
Yeah. We were talking about Mom sent us to Learning RX. At one point, it's closed down, so I don't know if it's in other parts of the country, but Learning RX. I remember
after-school tutoring stuff to beef up on your reading and math skills.
But you graduate. Like, it's not like Kumon, but it's like some sort of program. I think I did reading comprehension, some sort of math one. But I have the book still. But I remember the presidents forwards and backwards, only up to Lincoln, but I've learned all of them in under 40 seconds. I could say them forwards and backwards. And that, I mean, I would show it to you, but I'm not really like I don't want to show off.
What?
Well,
show what off?
It's not even cool. Like, the president's thing.
But it doesn't matter anything if you don't know who did the president's what. Like, who...
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. See,
yeah, like which president was responsible for the Indian Removal Act? Which president
that's what the Learning RX thing, it was a memory thing, I guess.
Yeah. But
I know the alphabet backwards, too. That was just because I was bored one day.
It's good for when you're drunk driving.
Yeah, I can do it at any time.
You know, cops will never be able to catch you.
Yeah, and I like drinking, but I don't like...
Okay, this is way too long. Wrap it up.
See, it goes by fast, don't it? We're interesting. Is there anything else?
Lucy, I don't know. I think you need to get a job. You need to figure out a way to make money.
You sound like Mom.
No, Mom wants you to go to college. I say, like, if you're not into it, then I don't know. I can't convince you otherwise. But reality will hit at some point. I'm
grounded in reality now. I used to not be.
Like, in this very moment?
Yeah.
You also do this thing where you're like, I've changed so much in the past 20 minutes that we've...
You know I'm changing all the time.
Yeah, but you use that as a way to not to be accountable for stuff you've done. Like, when you moved all of Mom's furniture...
I took accountability for that. Like, what do you mean?
When you moved all of Mom's furniture...
Griffin likes to bring stuff up from the past.
The recent past. This was a month ago.
Yeah, that's kind of a long time ago.
Okay. Well, but then you're not taking accountability for that, or you like. There's no explanation.
But we've already talked about it
on your podcast.
No, we didn't. We can.
Moving around Mom's furniture.
I'm gonna look at that. There's a piece of cardboard that Griffin. I keep so many things Griffin's
this is
drawn.
Irrelevant. You don't need to.
Because he's a good drawer. Look.
Oh, wow, yeah.
This looks like a monkey.
Nice.
Wait, is that... Griffin really likes Charles Manson?
Yeah, I do.
It kind of looks like you, actually. Let's make that the cover photo for the podcast.
No.
I like doing art.
Okay, well, wrap it up. Figure out.
Okay, these were the questions I was going to ask you.
Oh, jeez.
I'll do rapid fire. I'll just say it. I asked you about the Eminence house. How are you? How do you feel?
I'm doing good. I feel sick.
How does it feel to be my brother?
Feels great. You already asked that.
I know. Weren't you hoping for a brother?
I was hoping for a brother.
And you already said that. Remember when you told me to tell people I'm a deadhead? How old was I? Like 8?
I was really into the dead. I was trying to, well, I mean, that's also part of your problem, too. I think we just kept using you as this little avatar to, download our interests and thoughts onto.
Yeah. Like a little...
But that's normal, though. That's classic younger sibling stuff.
But don't you think it has an effect on how I am?
Not a negative effect. I don't think any of your problems stem from...
People pleasing? Like, you think I would, I was so used to everyone doing everything for me, like that kind of made
That's,
me.
like, more
I had to
normal,
please
though.
people to make people happy. Because if I don't do what you want, people get mad at me. Like, aka
Well,
mom.
then you don't care. Then here's the trick: when someone's mad at you, you're like, oh, that's your problem. Or actually, let me take that back. That's bad advice.
Yeah.
It really depends. I don't know. I think it's like you need to look inside yourself and be like, did I actually hurt this person?
Yeah,
Like to what degree am I inconveniencing? Like when you let your dog poop all over Emma's house, I think she's rightly mad about that. And you write it off as if like, oh, like it's not a big deal.
Let her, first of all.
Well, she poops all over Emma's house, and then Emma has to pick it up. So
years ago.
Recently.
No, not recently. You're like, Mom. You're like
within the past year, I've heard complaints about that.
Okay.
When you went, I think you went to Florida with Mom, and they graciously watched Baby.
Yeah, and Mom graciously paid over the counter price for it.
But then she pooped all over their house.
I wasn't there. But
then you have a wild dog that you don't take. You're not taking accountability. Like
no, I am.
This is what you're doing right now is not taking accountability.
No, that sucks. I said sucks. I don't. I mean, usually, hopefully, I mean. Kind of, if you let the poop dry up, it's really easy to pick up.
But then there's like a stain on the carpet and it smells bad.
Usually not, unless it's wet. Hopefully, don't give her wet food. I used to give her wet food. I didn't like that. But I remember Dad used to pick up poop
Baby
with his
peed
hands.
recently. It was like recently. I remember hearing from one of them that it was like
probably they like to my family likes to.
This is you not taking accountability.
No,
like
okay. This is Lucy Sims. I'm taking accountability. My dog. It's been on camera. I was at a bad, not. Okay, we got her during winter. It was hard. Baby teaches me a lot of lessons. I feel like I rambled on that one time. She teaches me a lot of lessons, and it's...
Well, you need to teach her some lessons. That's part of owning a dog, is teaching it how to live with you.
But
I used to be a dog walker, and one of the biggest problems I feel like with dog owners was like them projecting human emotions onto what is not a human. Like if anything, dogs might be better, beautiful, have more beautiful souls than humans.
Okay, and do you have a dog?
No, I don't. I have a cat. I have something that takes care of itself.
So can Griffin talk on this subject?
Because I'm a pet care expert. Can you? You can't talk as an expert because you haven't even tried training your dog.
I don't think you could talk about dogs.
I think you're like you.
I think Sunny.
Mom can't train a dog either, so I don't. You have to be mean to a dog a little bit. You have to be a little mean, and you don't want to be mean to it.
I did kind of feel bad. Now I think I would be different.
Yeah, you gotta like.
Maybe if I got a friend, and if I got a dog now and trained it better, you think Baby would learn from it?
No. Baby's a lost cause at this point. She's too old to learn anything, and she's just gonna like create messes.
How do I take accountability for something in the past?
I don't know. Maybe she could learn. Who knows? Or like you just need to watch her like a hawk. Like that's the thing. It's like you just kind of like let her roam.
She doesn't like to be watched like a hawk. She's a lot like me.
She's not. She's a dog.
I see her. She's cuddly. She likes to be.
Okay, you continue with your questions.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, the deadhead thing. Remember Half Price Books, Tennessee, and coffee?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, my favorite store is Half Price Books. I think I would be watching you, like I would be in charge of you or whatever, and I wanted to go to Half Price Books. I would try to convince you to go to Half Price Books, and you hated it because it seems so far away.
Because it's like if you want to hang out with your little sister, but you don't want to do what she wants to do. You want to do what you want to do and just bring me along. Everyone just wanted to bring me along places.
Well, what did you want to do? Just sit and watch TV?
I didn't even know who I was.
Well, it was like I had to watch you.
I would be fine talking and chilling. This is my favorite thing to do.
I had errands to do. I had to go drink coffee and look at used books.
Did they get free books?
No, they have used books, but
I just remember I was gonna say the Asbury boy in Chicago, but he had a picture. His phone case was this Simpsons. It was Grateful Dead in Simpsons form, and I asked him who it is, and I had a feeling it was Grateful Dead, but like like a girl trying to
just look for the fat guy with the big beard.
That.
It's Jerry.
I know, but he was like the Grateful Dead or like something like that, and I'm like, I do that.
Yeah,
I'm like, my brother prepared me for this moment, and I failed. And
so you're traumatized by me making you a deadhead, but you didn't even become a deadhead. You can't recognize Jerry?
In Simpsons form?
Yeah, it's Jerry.
Griffin?
Might be the most recognizable figure in rock.
Is it illegal what you did with... We have, like, every episode of The Simpsons on our computer downstairs.
Yes, it is.
It's illegal.
Next question.
And you got the movie before it came out, and that was cool.
No, it was while it was out. We bought bootlegs when we were in New York. When Mom and Dad took me to New York, I bought bootlegs from a guy on the street.
And Dad let you?
Yeah.
At 16?
It was sick. It was like movies that were still in theaters, and it was like so it was like someone had snuck a movie camera into the theater and filmed the movie. Into
the premiere, like in Hollywood?
No, it was just like a normal thing, but they were still in theaters at the time. So it was like
so
Simpsons wasn't going to be on DVD for like 4 months, and so I got it like early. And there's a bunch of movies. I bought that. I bought Superbad. Superbad before that was out, and
on
then
Netflix.
There's a bunch of 2007 movies. Shoot 'Em Up.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've seen that.
It's good.
Should I add it to my list?
No, I don't even know if it's still good. Honestly.
Griffin knows everything about movies.
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't ask me any movie trivia. That's crazy.
I figured you could start your own podcast about that.
I did. That's how all my advice I'm giving you. Recording in a room without echo. Having a plan of what you're going to talk about.
Can I Google it right now?
No, I took it down.
It was just about movie trivia?
No, it was about Adam Sandler.
It was just about Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Inner Sandman.
Inner Sandman?
Off the Metallica song. We don't need to talk about it.
Was the Metallica song about Adam?
No.
Why do you... Yeah, I didn't know you liked him that much.
He was a formative figure, when I was...
my clothes take after him. My style... He kind of takes after me.
No, he was doing that way before. He's a comfort guy.
I just want to be comfortable. We think the same.
Though, I heard him say in an interview once where it was like, part of what it comes from was he hated his mom would like make him get dressed up for like temple and like he hated putting on nice clothes. It always felt itchy. So then
I like that.
So he likes baggy clothes.
That's cool.
But anyway, yeah.
Did you email it to him?
To Adam Sandler, no.
Any of his people?
I slid into the DMs of a director that he because he works with his own guys. Like he always like he's created his own. Well, no, his like friends too. Like he
yeah.
He's like one of those like actor producers that like pretty much calls all of the shots, and so like he picks the director, and like they're always like dudes he went to school with. And like one of them, like my favorite of those guys, the guy that directed Waterboy, Wedding Singer, Click.
Who is it?
His name is Frank Karachi. He only does Adam Sandler movies, but he's done other stuff, but he's mostly a Sandler guy.
Was Sandler an improv guy?
No, he was a stand-up.
He was a stand-up?
But so anyway, I asked him, I'm like, hi, you're my favorite Sandler collaborator. What advice do you have for directing actors for comedy? And he sent me back this big long response, and he goes,
wow.
Treat every scene like a dramatic scene. Figure out the dramatic stakes. Like treat it like a drama, and then help the actors make funny choices within that. Which honestly is great advice.
What do you mean treat it like make it serious?
So every scene, every scene there's like a emotion. Even in like comedy, like in Step Brothers, when they're like put the nuts on the drum set. Like that's like a very absurd thing. They're screaming and yelling at each other. But what exactly are they upset about? Like learn that, figure that out, like ground it in an emotional reality, and then help them make funny choices.
That's what I want to do.
You want to be a director?
No. The emotions and funny thing. Help people find their emotions and find the humor in it.
Sure, that's good. Everything's funny. I agree. That's part of my philosophy. Everything is funny.
That's what my I want to bring light to the situation. Make it...
Okay, but then what is that?
It's not... You don't have to be sad about this thing. Like, it's funny. Like, it made you who you are. Let's laugh about it, because laughter is medicine. Okay,
well then... So it's just... You just tell people to do that? Or how do you...
I'm figuring it out one step at a time. One day at a time.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think, you're moving at your own pace. Maybe not fast enough for some of our family members. I don't live here, so... Not fast enough.
Or abrupt. Or sudden.
Yeah,
I think that's what the...
You think you have tiger blood. I think once you sort of
I'm not better than anyone. And we're all at the same. Next question. How is your place and Sinbad? Question mark.
Place is great. Sinbad also great. He's losing weight. I
Was,
read the back of his food, and I've been giving him way too much food.
He is a fatty.
Yeah, I've given him way too much food, so now I have a measuring cup, and he's losing weight. He doesn't like it, but he's losing weight.
He's a pure black cat.
Yes.
Do people ever say stuff about that? I feel like people say that about Miles.
Some people are superstitious about that, but
they're like, oh, black cat. Or like if they see one that's good.
Some people like to pretend like nobody like the different color cats have different personalities. I'm like, no, they don't.
Every dog does and every cat does. You would agree that as a pet expert. Are you a pet expert or dog expert?
I'm a pet care professional. I was a former pet care professional, so I've worked extensively with both. I've met more dogs than you'll ever see. I've walked more dogs than you'll ever know. So.
And you risked your life for a random person's dog.
I don't want to get into that.
It's a whole. You could put that in your book. How is soccer? ?
It's great. It's
And he doesn't play soccer.
How is soccer? What do you expect me? That's such a big question. How is it?
Well, I thought we could get into, like, you weren't ever into soccer ever before. Our siblings played soccer, dragged us to every soccer game. And now Griffin, all of a sudden, this is all he talks about. You send random soccer memes in the family message. Yeah. It's like no one knows who these people are. You used to call everyone in the game by name. You to say Holland. No one knows who Holland is.
You know who he is.
I do, but everyone...
Everyone does. I've told them about you. If you listen to me, you know about
like their best friend.
I mean, that's just normal sports fans.
Did you get dragged to M&M's games, or was it just me?
Oh, it's like, well, I didn't go to those. No, high school girls soccer. Yeah, it's Premier League is more fun to watch than that. That's crazy. I've become more of a sports fan in my 30s for sure. Yeah,
but you have a random team far away. You don't have. Dad would be he liked the teams closest to him. You don't care about... Or you like
soccer, Premier League is inherently far away, and that's what kind of makes it fun, because then you just pick a team that fits your vibe. You're not bound by, because my favorite baseball team is the White Sox, because that's the closest team to me, and I'm, like I said earlier, fire everybody.
Some would say that you are a bandwagon? Is that what they would call you? For
hopping
City? On City, and then they became big, right when they became big?
No, they were already big. I didn't know they were big, honestly. Maybe had I sat there and studied the teams, but that's not how you do it. I don't know. It's my favorite musicians like City. Come to find out, they're very dominant. They are.
Your favorite musicians too?
Yeah, it was Ian Curtis of Joy Division, and then the Oasis brothers. They're both City fans.
And you didn't know that?
And they were City fans when they were bad. I did know they were City fans, and I just would see them on Twitter talking shit about soccer, and I thought it was fun.
That is, there was the pictures of you and Dad at the Reds game.
Yeah, and also the Reds. I think with baseball, you can like teams in different divisions. I hate the Cubs. They're in the same division as the Reds.
Why do you hate the Cubs? They're close to you?
No, but there's a closer baseball team to me. And so now I'm there's a north side versus south side city rivalry, and I hate the north side.
And you're on South?
Yeah.
Yeah. You live off the Pink Line in Chicago. That's...
We're southwest side.
Southwest by Southwest?
Sure. Okay, continue with your questions. Really? Okay, see, this is what you need to work on. When you open your mouth, think, is this interesting? Is this not interesting? I'm bad about that sometimes too, frankly.
I never said I was good at it.
Well, you should be if you want to get paid for it. If you insist on not getting a real job, if you want to make this your job, you need to get good at it.
I'm not. I mean, a lot of people do this for a job and bad at it.
Yeah. No, but they were already famous from other stuff.
That's what...
All of the influencers, you also grew up in the age of the influencers, so I think it's messed with your head in terms of your path to success. You've seen so many dipshits make it.
People growing up with the internet. Do people... Because Griffin's worked on only one TV show, right? Or multiple, but...
I've done day work on other stuff.
One for a long time, and you've said you hated TV,
I hate TV.
Yeah, and you worked on it for years.
Well, it takes working in it to learn to hate it. I used to think it was important. I grew up on TV. That's how I learned to...
Me too.
That's how I learned about the world. And
you were saying earlier how we needed to throw them all away.
Yeah, it's bad for you. I do think it's bad for you.
It's...
I mean, talk to any heroin addict. They'll probably say, oh, yeah, this heroin's terrible. Don't do it.
I've learned a lot from TV. That's where I learned a lot of things.
But it's like, it's a different kind of learning. I think
TV changes. Like, Mom was saying the TV she grew up with, Dallas Dynasty, and how it influenced her. Because it really does make an influence. Like,
what? TV changes? Wow, these insights. Things change.
Yeah.
Continue. Ask me more questions.
Would you like to say anything to your team?
To Man City or the Whites? Man City, keep going, boys. It's 4 years in a row. Let's do it. White Sox, fire everybody.
Fire everybody.
White Sox, fire everybody. Keep Lou Rob. Keep Andrew Vaughn. That's it.
And what does my podcast need / your thoughts on it?
Well, that's what we've been talking about.
I know.
I think. Did you hear, like, Stacey listened to it and was like, I'm worried for Lucy. Which I listened to it, I'm like, no, it's just like, it's stream of it's like just rambling.
I feel like I had to, like, I'm okay with embarrassing myself. Like, I'm not super proud of it. I know if I could be very perfectionistic, and it's like, I'm never going to be that idea perfect, so let me just start where I am, do it.
But you should, as an artist, you should have your own standard that you're constantly trying to, like,
I know,
reach.
and I think I am getting better.
Because it's like, I think too many, like, what's a problem with modern art, where I feel like people are like first draft, last draft. Like, they don't want to put in the work to make something good. And so they just I was
doing it for every day.
They think improvisations are like art itself. It's like, no, you should work to
that's why
hone a craft.
That's why I didn't want to, like, post it everywhere and be like, hey, this is my podcast. Like, everyone listen to it right now. Like, I know it's...
Get good at it.
It will get better. Like, I know it wasn't great. That's why I've only posted on my story, so...
Well, I think you do need to interview people. Like,
yeah, I think this helps a lot.
Yeah, and you rambling, that's nothing... That's... What did you say? You looked at the metrics and people stopped listening at 30 minutes?
No, that was, like, 1%. I don't even know.
Okay, well, keep them short.
Yeah.
keep them bite-sized.
But if it gets better, people will listen to all of it. Yeah. But I think this has been, like, very informative, very... Like, I think people could learn... I mean, having a... This is just... I don't know. It helps people get to know me better than just posting on Instagram. I don't know. I think this is just sibling dynamic. I don't know.
All right, Lucia.
Okay.
Everyone's worried about you. I'm not. Is she crazy or just dumb? We'll see. Stay tuned.
No one needs to worry about me. I mean, contact me if you're worried about me. Apparently, all these people are worried about me, but you don't reach out to me. So, what does that say about...
everything we say, you have an excuse. It's like you won't listen.
Why didn't Stacey say she was worried about me to my face? If you're really worried, you're my aunt.
I mean, Stacey's got her own problems.
We all do. I got 99 problems, but I gotta go. Okay, Griffin, say bye. Maybe we'll come back. You think I'm gonna have
get better. I'm gonna need to see some improvement before I'll come back.
I don't think we need to edit this at all.
I think you do. I'll tell you what I want to edit.
No.
Because
I like the real time upload. Like, I like that.
The real time upload. What is that? Is that what you're doing right now? It's uploading in real time?
No, but like live streaming is a whole new thing. Because
but you need to get good.
It feels like you're not alone. Yeah, I'm not live streaming, but I don't know.
Anyone that would listen to this is a little crazy already, so I would say to you, listener Lucy, please seek help. Please.
Which of your friends are going to listen?
None of my friends are going to listen.
Are you going to post it on your story?
No.
Why not?
This is just rambling. This isn't like...
Fine, whatever. I'm not desperate, so...
But yeah, the listeners of like the diehard fans of the Lucy Y podcast, maybe ask yourself why. Why did I listen to all of this?
Yeah.
Should I be doing something else? Like, you know what? Like, if you're stuck,
they wanted to know what I had to say, I guess.
I would say walk to the window, open up the blackout curtains, look out in the world. That's that world that seems so scary to you.
Touch grass.
You know what? Touch grass.
Breathe fresh air.
Unplug. Get off your phone. Do not listen to the Lucy Y podcast.
See a dog. Go to the...
Yeah, go.
I mean, swim. Take a shower, maybe. You probably need a
Baby
shower.
Stop to start with the shower. That's a good idea. Make your bed, shower, yada yada.
I'm different with everyone, so this is me with Griffin. No, I was saying that because, like, I don't...
Are we ending it? Just end it.
No, because I wouldn't make jokes of...
End it.
Okay, I'm ending it. Bye. It's 12:34.